What's up? I'm taking a break from this walk in the mountains of Asheville, North Carolina, to talk about music business. And for musicians who are trying to fill their calendars a little bit more, I want to talk to you and hopefully give you some tips. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to let you know about the upcoming Music Business Mastermind course that I'm launching November 15th. It's a month-long intensive course. You can get info below this video, and you can even click that link to schedule a call with me. It's a totally free call. I will just spend time with you and help you with your business. There's no obligation whatsoever. And also there's some upcoming workshops if you want to come to a live workshop in New York City on October 22nd, and after that in Minneapolis and Asheville, and there will be more coming soon. So make sure to click the link below the video and you can get more info. In the meantime, I want to talk to you about music business and give you something that you can use right away. So the basic process that I've started to boil this down into is basically 4 or 5 steps, depending on how you think of it. And the first process is to actually decide that you're going to treat your music as a business, but I don't mean that in like some kind of Zen woo-woo way. I mean actually just decide how many hours a week are you going to spend on your business. So I recommend a minimum of 10. So like about 2 hours a day that you do the kind of like office work, some people call it, but it doesn't have to be work in the office. But it's just basically the work that's not about practicing your instrument. It's work dedicated to getting gigs, getting clients, getting paid, filling your calendar. So that's the first step. And let's talk about it really briefly because it may sound obvious, but I think a lot of musicians actually think that they need to practice more and that's how they're going to succeed in business. And I really disagree with that. And I'll give you 2 reasons why. Number one, I'm sure you know musicians that are better, great musicians, maybe not better than you, but more advanced or more experienced musicians, or even more talented musicians who aren't working at all. And I'm sure that you know musicians that you can probably play or write or produce or sing circles around who are making twice as much money as you. If that's a yes, then I think that bolsters my argument that basically there's not a direct line between ability and filling your calendar or, getting paid. So what is the direct line? I think the direct line to getting paid is doing business work. Whatever you want to call that. I think of it as being basically mostly sales and marketing and, focused efforts related to sales and marketing, doing it the right way, being comfortable with the processes and how you're going about selling and marketing whatever services and products. All right, so maybe that sounds obvious, but I think it's important. And so once you kind of accept that the only way you're going to have a successful music business is to practice business, which means trying stuff, and if it doesn't work, tweaking it, and then trying something else. So the first step is basically, and you can do this right now, you can decide how many hours a week am I going to work just on music business, and you can ideally put it in your calendar. Keep running, man, you're doing great. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to clarify your goals, which again sounds really, up in the clouds or something, but it's not. It's actually hard to clarify goals because most musicians I know are running around in circles, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to do this, and they never sit down and focus and actually have a plan, like I'm going to work on this one goal, like getting more students in my private studio or getting more gigs as a sideman, but just focusing on how I'm going to do that, or starting online lessons, or like licensing your music on films, any of those things. And there's like 20 other things that you could do to make music in the music industry. But the point is you have to choose between 1 and 3 ideally. I personally feel that more than 3 is just not going to work. So choose 1, 2, or 3 and make sure that you're really clear on which of those goals are short-term, which of them are long-term, and which of them are going to pay your bills, and which of them are going to sort of be like heart things that make you, feel better. about your music or whatever, just give you that gratification. And you need to have that balance. So there might be one thing you do that really pays the bills. Maybe it's like weddings on the weekend and you don't really dig it, but it pays a lot of money. So you're going to focus on that as one goal that makes money and is pretty short term, by the way. And then you might want to tour as a leader of your own project, make money doing that, but you might want to look at that as more of like something that's going to provide more satisfaction at first and over the long term will make money. That's just an example. So clarifying those goals, actually most musicians I talk to, they're confused about their goals. They tell me my goal is to make a website, my goal is to make a CD, my goal is to make a YouTube channel. I don't think of those as being goals in terms of an ultimate sense. I think of those as being more like means to an end. So of course a website is generally a good thing and can be used towards a lot of good, but you don't want to think of that as your goal. You want to think of that as a tool that you would construct in order to reach your goal once you've decided exactly what that goal is. So if you know that your goal is to fill your teaching studio and to start a touring project as a band leader, then you can make a website maybe, and probably you do need a website or a YouTube channel or whatever. You're going to decide on whatever things you need to make that happen, which takes us to, and well, let me just back up one more time and just say most people have not clarified their goals. And I understand as musicians, we want to do a lot of different things. We're creative and that's cool. But I'm saying if your goal is to try to move forward in your business right now and try to get more money in the bank and just like make a transformation in your career and keep it, have it like shoot forward, then this exercise is super important just to clarify and say, what am I going to focus on to try to get that breakthrough, to try to, increase that income. So, all right, so step 3 is then going to be, now we know our goals and we know how much work we're going to put into those goals every week. It's to create a specific action plan. And the action plan is always going to come down to a sales plan. It's a sales and or marketing plan, which is basically the same thing, which really, if I had to, I would say this is the one answer to the one thing that's going to help you grow in any business, which is, here comes that guy again. Man, he's trucking. I love it. You're doing it, man.
Yeah,
respect. The one thing that's going to help you grow your business in any field is to be able to make offers related to your service or product to the right people in the right way, consistently and persistently over time. Really, that's the answer. Like, that's the golden nugget if you're looking for that. Like, that's what it takes. But this process is going to help us sort of unpack it. So the action plan is about really refining that. It's like, let's say, for example, that your goal again is to like fill your teaching studio. So we might come up with a couple points of that action plan, which are finding the target customers, and those are the right people that you're going to pitch your offer to, and then how you're going to reach them. Like, you might do an email campaign, you might do some YouTube videos to help that email campaign. You might do flyers, you might call influencers, you might go do free workshops for teachers in public schools. Those are just examples, but you want to really craft that sales plan, and assuming that you're comfortable enough selling, which is another big problem that I'm going to go into in a completely different video, but you want to craft that very specific plan, and you want to work it like crazy. Like you got to work it. You got to just work it every day and over time, and not expect for the first thing you do to land, but it's like that 30th phone call, that 31st phone call that's going to land the gig, So that's your action plan. That's where you've got focused goals, and you create a focused sales campaign or sales campaigns around each of those goals, and maybe some marketing that goes along with those sales campaigns. But it's basically, marketing is just sales in a different way. All right, so the 4th step, in my opinion, is to come up with your marketing assets, like your accompanying collateral, some people call it. So that's when, like, maybe you want to have a YouTube channel, maybe you need a website. Usually, to be honest with you, all you need is, number 1, some good copy, which means, like, can you explain it in 5 words? Can you explain it in a sentence? Can you explain it in a paragraph? And can you explain it in a page? Like, a really good description. That's super important. And I would have it in all those different formats so you can copy and paste them for different people that you're going to give them to in different mediums. So then you need some images, just a good headshot or a few different images, and some video and or audio. And that's pretty much what you need. Now, the way that you put it out there, whether you have a YouTube channel or you put it on Facebook native video campaigns or website or all the above, isn't as important. But it is really important that you have some collateral marketing assets and that you make them as good as you can. They don't have to be expensive, but they have to be good. They have to be clear and compelling. So those are basically the 4 steps. And then the 5th step, if you want to call it a step, is execute. And that's the process I'm going to go through on the live workshops. It's also the process I'm going to go through on the online intensive course, the 2.0 version. And a few months ago, I had the first course, and I've got a bunch of testimonials from musicians, of all kinds of musicians from all around the world that participated in my month-long intensive interactive course. And so this is 2.0. It's going to be even better. I really hope you'll look at the testimonials and click below to get on a call with me, because what we're going to do is spend probably 20-30 minutes, and I'm just going to talk to you about your business, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some suggestions, and it's going to be totally free, and there's no obligation. So I'll probably fill up my calendar pretty soon. So when that happens, I'll probably have to take this video down. But go ahead and jump on it while I'm doing this launch, just trying to spread the word. Click the link below. Please share this, and I'm going to get back to climbing this mountain. Thank you very much.